What is a mind prison? A mind prison is an imaginary cage that we built for us. It takes away our freedom and it restricts us from growing to our full potential. It is not real, but it has tremendous hold on us. And most people are not even aware that they have built a mind prison for themselves. Let me tell you the story of Mohani, a white royal Bengal tiger. This happened way back in the 1960s. Americans, they purchased Mohani from an Indian Maharaja and she was taken all the way to United States to a zoo in Washington DC. Initially, she was kept in a small prison, a small cage, just 12 by 12 feet, with a cement floor and iron bars. And every day, Mohani would restlessly pace back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Even the zookeepers, they were not happy to have brought a royal white Bengal tiger and confined the tiger to the small cage. So they decide to create a natural habitat for her. Of course, you cannot create a real jungle inside a zoo, but they do create a large habitat covering acres of land with a pond, with hills, with vegetation, and the zookeepers were very happy when this large habitat finally got done. And they knew Mohani is going to like it, she's going to roam around, and she's going to have a wonderful time in this natural habitat. And so finally, when it was ready, they released her to this large habitat. But by then, it was too late. Instead of exploring that large space, Mohani goes to a corner of the compound, picks up a small space, almost close to 12 by 12 feet, and stays inside that small space for the rest of her life. Every day, she would pace back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But within that small space, there were no real iron bars restricting her. There were no real prison. There were no cage around her. The cage existed only inside her mind. But she never dared to step out of that mind prison. Similarly, we also build a mind prison that restricts us from using our full potential in life. Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies. Of course, the main hero of the movie is Forrest Gump, played by Tom Hanks. Heroine of the movie is Jenny, a character one can never forget. Both Forrest Gump and Jenny were childhood friends. But Jenny's childhood was not normal. She goes through a very painful, traumatic experience. And because of this traumatic experience, without conscious awareness, she ends up creating a mind prison, a cage. And this cage is called pain and suffering. Life is pain and suffering. And for the rest of the movie, she finds it very difficult to step out of this cage. Of course, both Forrest Gump and Jenny, they grow up as adults. And Forrest Gump was genuinely in love with Jenny. He wanted to marry her. But how could she say yes to Forrest Gump? Because her cage is called life is pain and suffering. So instead, she picks up those guys who disrespect her, ill-treats her, and gives her pain and suffering. She continues to live in that cage where life is nothing but pain and suffering. It's only at the end of the movie she develops a desire to step out of this mind prison. How do we come out of this mind prison? There are many ways, and one of the best ways to truly understand ourselves. If we can truly understand ourselves, we will be able to come out of this mind prison. But a lot of us, we don't understand ourselves because we use a wrong approach to understanding self. And that is by comparing ourselves with others. And a lot of people believe if I compare myself with the people around me, I can understand myself. No, that's a very wrong approach. For example, here is a guy who compares himself with another guy. And then he comes to a conclusion that I'm inferior. And you go and ask him, hey, how have you come to this conclusion that you're inferior? No, I am inferior. You see the other guy? He's got a very posh apartment, 5-bedroom, in a posh locality. BMW 7 Series. Oh, he is superior. I'm inferior. And then you go and tell him, hey, you don't know the whole story. See, here is a list of diseases that this gentleman is suffering from. You don't have any problem. He has to take tablets every single day for the rest of his life. You don't take any tablets. You're quite healthy. How can you say that you are inferior? And this guy is like, oh, he has to take tablets every day. Oh. Now I'm confused whether I'm superior or inferior. And this guy, after some confusion, he makes up his mind. Okay, I'm not able to prove that I'm inferior, but I can prove that I'm superior. A friend of mine, a classmate of mine, we used to go to movies together. We are of the same age, but he is a farmer in a village. And I'm in this big city, and I'm earning 10 times more than him. So definitely, I'm superior. And then you go and tell him, hey, but you don't know the whole story. This friend of yours who's in a village has fresh air to breathe. And you are staying in one of the most polluted cities on this planet. And this friend of yours has access to fresh vegetables, chemical-free vegetables. And you don't have access to that. And this friend of yours, he never goes through a traffic jam. Because in village, there are no traffic jams. And every day, you spend 3 to 4 hours in traffic jams. And this guy is like, oh, enough. Then how to prove whether you're superior or inferior? In fact, we can never prove whether we are superior or inferior because life has millions of parameters. Longevity, health, wealth, quality of relationship, and so on and on and on. We just cannot collect all this information from another person and compare ourselves with the other person and come to any conclusion. Some of the information like how long a person will live, how long a person will hold on to his job, how long a person will remain wealthy, we just don't know. It's unknowable. So how can you ever compare yourself with another person? It's just absurd, it's stupid, it's illogical. God has given us intelligence, and intelligence demands that we never compare ourselves with another person. There are billions of people on this planet, but nobody is exactly like you. Even twin brothers, they have their differences. You're unique. You are special. And without comparing yourself with anybody, if you can look within, you will see that you're so gifted. My son, when he was a little boy, he used to collect these small rocks and bring home. Every time he used to go out, he will come back, pocket full of rocks. And the house was full of rocks, small rocks. And I sometimes would pick one rock and I would say, hey, can I throw this out? And my son would explain why that specific rock is so special. And then I would pick up another rock and say, can I throw this one out? And he would say, no. Papa, this rock is so special. And he would give some other reason for that. For him, these small rocks were so special. He was so excited about it. A friend of mine, he loves trekking, mountain climbing. And he would go on for hours saying that, hey, Mount Fuji, I went to Mount Fuji and it's such a beautiful mountain. Another day he would speak how special Mount Everest is. He's so excited and he feels every mountain is so special. There's a lady friend of mine, she's in jewelry business, and she would get so excited speaking about diamonds. And she would say, this diamond is so special and that diamond is so special. Yes, are rocks special? Of course. Are mountains special? Of course. Are diamonds special? Of course. But we, I and you, we are a million times more special, more valuable than the most expensive diamond on this planet. We take a 500 rupee note and say this is so valuable, but a lot of people, they feel they are worthless. How can you say that a mountain is special, a rock is special, and then not feel that you are special? Each one of us, we are special, we are unique, we are a bundle of capabilities and talent. Every child is a bundle of confidence. That's how we are born on this planet. We should realize how capable we are. They say computers are becoming smarter and smarter, but we are an evolving beings. And for an evolving being, there are no limits to smartness. There are no limits to our capabilities. We are incredibly intelligent, highly capable beings. The moment this realization sinks in, the moment you start valuing yourself, the moment you start respecting yourself, the moment you realize how resourceful you are from within, you will start growing in your own eyes. And that mind prison that is holding you will fall apart. And just how when you open a cage and the birds fly out, similarly you will be able to move forward to freedom, to exploring your full potential, and to find true meaning and satisfaction in life. And before I sign off, let me remind you that investing time and effort in self is the way that one can flourish in life. Ensure self-mastery is a priority in your life. Be kind, be loving, and be a source of inspiration.